And then he said to me, unfortunately, your mom has passed. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all the dogs, the cats, birds in the sky, fishes under the sea, my world stopped. Hey guys, good evening, good day, how are you? My name is MzShellz, and this is According to MzShellz. I am about to share my journey as relates to grieving, and it has gotten heavy for me. It has gotten heavy for me because now I have to dig in, so to speak, and share with you some of what I had to use or do to get some form of healing. But the process continues because as I evolve and as I continue to journey, I realize that everything that's available in terms of therapy and counseling and stuff is also important. And so I'm pretty much, I think, in that space. If I'm sitting here now in front of you, I believe I'm ready to share deeper in a more clinical setting. So this is no means my therapy session, because there's a lot of unpacking I still would have to do, but I just want to share with you a little bit of my story, my journey. It may sound part a testimony, part a healing experience, but my whole aim is just to encourage you in your journey of healing and your grief therapy and counseling. Okay, so February 8th, I lost my mom. So if you are watching this video, especially at the summit, it would have been 3 months ago. So pretty much 90 days and plus, because May 8th has already passed. If it's beyond that time, I would have maybe further along progressed based on when you are seeing this video. I honestly thought I had another year with my mother. For previous to that, for the past 2 years previous to that, it wasn't even a full 2 years. We decided to take, she was home in Jamaica. We decided to take her back because we realized that her health was changing, and we weren't realizing. I should have conversations with us, but we wouldn't have, maybe, I don't know if it was an intentional thing or she didn't want to worry us, but they were just things you would not pick up on if you're not actually seeing the person. And so we found that we said, okay, we've seen some changes in her mobility, we've seen some changes in other things, let's bring her up back to the US, and you know, at least she'll be closer to us. We can take her to the doctor, see what's going on. So that was around March of 2021. Between March to May, a little bit after Mother's Day, there were some changes that took place in her life, and so we saw changes happening. It for me, it seemed so fast. And then the next thing we know, by the end of that year, she was completely in the bed, meaning she's not able to move. She had a form of dementia that took her mobility. And as time progressed, yes, we know the memory part, would go, but she was still aware. She would still talk to you. She still have conversations. And I, for me personally, just met her at wherever she was. So she'd be talking about the kids she used to take care of over the years. So we would have conversations with her based on that, because at least we were aware of where she was. People would ask me, have you asked her who she talked to? I said, no. Like, that's before she passed. I would never say, Mom, who you talking to? Because I'd hate to hear she didn't know it was me. So if I say Mommy and she respond, that was fine for me. I work with that. I worked with that. I remember towards the end of last year, I was in, with the New Year, I'm a Christian, so I was on different fastings. I was on a set of fasting at the end of the year, and on the New Year, we were on a different fasting with a different group. So I would, work along with different groups. But my church had it at the beginning of this year. So between the two, I'm thinking it was 2 times I heard it, but I know I heard it. So between the 2 different times, the Lord said to me, stop worrying about your mother. Don't worry about your mother. Your mother is in my hands. She'll be okay. Stop worrying. Da, 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 da. Those words along that line. I said, okay. And I said, okay, Lord, this sounds good. This is when he said, she's in my hands. I'm taking care of da 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 da. I thought that sounds good. At least it's so that if I have another year with her, because as time was going, you noticed certain changes. You know that, anytime. But I was still believing that she'd get better and stuff like that, and we'd have more time with her. Anyway, my father had a procedure to do, so I had to take him back to the doctor. He'd done the procedure, so I took him back to the doctor, and we stopped by to see mommy because of his procedure, he had to sort of give up some of his duties because he was the one who was by her bedside most of the time or all the time for the last 2 years, and then we do rotations for him. I took Sundays. That's because of work. I took Sundays so he could get a chance to go to church or do whatever errands he had to do. And my other siblings, they were staying with one particular sibling, but my other 2 siblings would do rotations and come through and offer support. So we all made it work for the 2 years. And so because he had to step away from those duties, we had to get additional healthcare help and stuff like that. So we went by the house to see her the day before. And I remember looking at her and I'm like, Mommy, you look so peaceful and relaxed. And I remember somebody asking me the very morning that she died, how is your mom? I said, I just saw her yesterday. She looked so at peace, safe in the arms of Jesus. Not even knowing that basically she was getting ready to literally go in the arms of Jesus. And then the Wednesday I was heading to work and I was told I needed to come by my sister's house. But for some reason, I don't know what I think one of the things is that based on the person's tone, I'm thinking, okay, they must be having a quick family meeting or something. So I'm on my way. So while I'm going on my way, my sister called me saying she need the house key because she need to take daddy and to do something. And I don't remember what she said she needed to do because in my mind, I was still trying to wrap my mind around why I needed to go to her house first before going to work. And then she's now calling me and then I'm trying to navigate traffic. So I had to pull over the car to give her the key and it was crazy. Anyway, I was on the phone talking to a friend of mine. I bless God to this day for her. When I pulled up, I saw the ambulance at the police station, and police and everybody out in front of the house. I said, oh my God, there's the ambulance and fire brigade people out here. She said, okay. She immediately went into a holding your hand through the phone. She said, okay, breathe, Shelly, breathe. You don't know what you're going to see. Just relax, just take it easy. You don't know what you're going to see. It could be anything, but you have to, you're all right, you're okay. You park the car, because I'm still trying to park the car. I literally wanted to fly out the car, but I'm saying I didn't want to just park the car anyway and then give them problems when they need to leave. If it's a case that they need to rush to the hospital, I don't want to be the person to prevent them from rushing to the hospital with my mother. So I had to turn the car, find a way to park the car safe. And so I think further on in the night, I realized I left some of the lights on. Once you turn the car back on, I realized I left lights on, flashing and everything. Anyway, I tried to park and she said, okay, you reach? I said, no, I just park. I still don't even know how I turned that car and parked it. And then she said, breathe, breathe. She literally walked me all the way to the house. She said, you reached? I said, yes, I reached. When I looked, I saw all the people that asked a certain questions based on mommy's final wishes. That's what if I was aware of those. And then he said to me, unfortunately, your mom has passed. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all the dogs, the cats, birds in the sky, fishes under the sea, my world stopped. And there I say, ladies and gentlemen, I think a part of me hit pause and has stayed in that time zone and that day until this day. I still feel in many ways stuck in February 8th. Hence the title of my video. Stuck in February 8th. As I said, moments of healing has taken place, and I'm not all that stuck, but yeah, for a good period of time, I feel as if I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to go forward. But a lot of me is still in February 8th. A lot of me is still in February 18th. That's the day we actually laid her to rest. And yeah. Yeah, so I cried when he said it. And there are things that happened afterwards. I'm like, how did I even find the strength to do that? So when the police came now to do his thing, the nurse was there, but she was like a little, the whole moment, and for some reason I was like, this police need to determine if my mom died naturally or something, because the questions were so leading and everybody's trying to give him a verbal response, but he's still not holding on to that. He wanted some hard evidence that she was ill, she needed whatever treatment. I know she's passed on from that. And I said to the nurse, give me the book. And I took my time until I found the diagnosis that the doctor wrote in the book, and I showed it to him. And that was what ended that questioning, because that was the most uncomfortable thing. And I understand he's doing his job, but it still felt uncomfortable, as if you tried to tell us that we would do something to our mother. But okay. The days that passed after that, it was pretty weird for me. I cried, but I think I went through other body functions, that other stuff that I didn't even know. I was feverish. I had the runnings in terms of running belly. I had symptoms like I was getting the flu. It was just all over the place for me. Even the day we went to do, the day we went for the whole planning of the funeral and stuff, I was like literally, I think I was having a fever, because I was just shaking, like the whole place feel cold. And the night when I was going to bed, I had to lay my hands on myself. I said, Father God, I am not going to die. I really don't want to create another death in the family. Because we still come to grips with one. It felt really like, I still can't even put my finger. I think it was just me coming to terms with it, with the loss. I've never had that experience before. All different bodily. I had breakouts in my face. It was just crazy. I can't understand it. I can't even explain it. But yeah, for me, I understand the system in terms of where I'm living, but I found that whole planning section. I was sitting, but I was there, but I wasn't there. We're planning this whole funeral, and we're going through all the procedure, and I just needed one more week just to get my thoughts together instead of the very next day. And someone shared the same sentiment with me, and we were hugging at it. I was at the beauty shop and I was talking, and while getting ready for the funeral, and the lady was saying, yeah, I felt the same thing too when my dad passed last year, that we had to plan this thing so fast, and I needed more time, and we're just hugging. I think I we were hugging and crying in the store. Oh boy, I'm thinking back about that thing. That I must have looked silly, just crying in the store. But yeah. So my mother was a beautiful soul, still is. I mean, every day I have found reason to give quotations of something she would say, and this didn't just happen when she died. Even before, her sayings were always just being used every day. But it means more to me now that she has passed, and up to this very morning, I say, may your memory live on forever, mommy. You are a treasured soul. You're a precious soul. Because, like, certain things started to make sense to me now, even more as an adult. And I'm like, okay, yes, mommy, you're a treasured soul. So this weekend is Mother's Day weekend. And I think, again, being stuck in February 8th, a part of me is not even fully realizing that tomorrow is Mother's Day. I believe that denial has set in again. I remember at church last Sunday, there was a lady who had a nice display, a Mother's Day card, and I'm like, oh, how beautiful, these are so nice. And I immediately begin to say, oh, I need one for mommy. I was about to say that, and I stopped. I said, oh, this is gonna be different. And somebody heard me and she said, oh, and she gave me a hug. I said, yeah, this is gonna be different. I bought Mother's Day cards for people in my family, and all week I'm not gonna try to sit down again and write their cards. And I think part of it is because I'm in denial. Or I think it's just still me trying to wrap my mind around that my mom is no longer here. I don't know. So yeah, so I've had moments where I thank God for grace. I thank God for the people, everybody. Can I just say, everybody who prayed for us as a family, who thought about us as a family, I thank you so much, because I literally felt the prayers, I literally felt the love, because there was no way, especially by the time we got to the Saturday morning for the funeral, and having to do all of that in pretty much under a week or less than a week. And then my family members who showed up. Some people I knew they were coming, but there are a lot of them who pulled surprises on us. The love was just real. I truly appreciate whether they showed up tangibly. There were some family members who shouldn't show up, but they showed up with the calls and the prayers and the check-ins. I truly appreciate it. And as a result, since then, I've friends who lost loved ones, and I try to return. Let me use that word. That's not the word I want to use. I try to return that favor, pass on that favor that was given to me as best as possible. And I mean, outside of that, I think I would have still done it, but it means it's coming from a different place now for me. But as I said, I still feel stuck. And as time progresses, I know that it will make sense to me. I plan to, in the days ahead, really structure my time so I could incorporate some professional therapy. As I said, there's a lot of stuff I have to unpack. There's some stuff I can't really mention because I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. But in no way let me see how I want to phrase this sentence. I am grateful that I was able to do my part in the days leading up to her loss. Many times I felt as if I wish I could do more that would have been if there was any regrets, you know, and I wish I would be able to do more, like more than what I did, but I did the best I could with what I had and based on my time and my schedule. And so even that, you know, with life, you treasure those times more. You treasure family time more, the times where you can be together with family. You treasure those things more. And so I appreciate our Sunday evening calls and even more, and the times that we can meet together as a family, like even more, you know, it's really. And so we were six, and now we're five. When I mean six, it was six of us in the family, four kids, my mother and my father. So now it's five. Of course, we have had additions. We're talking about the original six. You know, it's five. Every now and again, it hits home. It really does, and it hurts. So I'm a teacher. I'm going to share one more story. Moments when it really hurts. And I've started working with the younger babies since last school year. And so every now and again, they say, I want my mommy, I want my mother. This particular day, the young lady left her child. I went to take her coat off, and when she came back out to the lobby, she really realized her mom died. That young lady, that young girl started crying. A cry of grief and longing. That cry stirred me. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, dogs, cats, fishes, and birds. It took everything in me not to fall on the ground beside this baby crying for her mother from hollering. Yeah, that was a day. That was a morning. Because now when they used to say it, I would say, yeah, I miss mine too. But then I knew where to go find mine. She was in bed. I just have to maybe just take a quick drive, sit by her, hold her. I used to always love, when returning her in the bed, I used to love to scoop her and just hold her to me because she was a little bit lighter that I could do that. And it was always just refreshing just to be able to do that. But this particular day, when the child was crying for her mom, it really hit home that, hey, mine is gone. And it was hard. I tried to get her to, you know, calm down by trying to hold back the tears and just trying to hold back the fact that I just wanted to just roll on this floor too. It would have been, I guess, embarrassing, but it was just, oh Lord. It was just a moment. It really was that moment that I said, okay, yeah, it's real. It's real. I mean, there's almost every morning there's somebody crying for their mom, but that particular morning, yeah, almost was on the ground, hollering. But with the grace of God, I kept it together. So, yeah, the journey continues. When I feel up to unpacking something more or opening this box again, I'll tell you about some other stuff that I've been working on. But this was good, just sharing the story. I hope for you'll be able to sit and talk to somebody, share your story. As I said in my previous video, that we all are at different stages, and we just have to be sensitive to each other, the words we use, as we try to maybe help somebody heal from grieving, but we don't want to come across insensitive, sorry. So as we progress, my prayer is that healing will truly come, the wounds will be cleaned, and the healing will come, and that you continue to grow and thrive, and let that light you just lit on the table, that represents your loved one. May your light shine along with their light that they have left with you in the form of their memory, in the form of the good times that they have had with you. All right, God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. May my story encourage your heart, and you leave some things in the comments too to encourage my heart. Don't be shy to leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't be shy to write your thoughts in your little book that you have, so that you be able to do the healing, do the work. Be intentional. May grace and peace be with you.